Hey folks, welcome to another edition of the Cinema Lobby with myself, Paul Davis. Today, we're going to be going back to a movie that essentially gave me my career, and that is An American Werewolf in London. And those of you who don't know my association with it, I wrote a book on it in 2016, but prior to that, on the very first Blu-ray release in 2009, I made a feature-length documentary called Beware the Moon. And if you pick up the new Arrow set, I say new, it's been out for about a year or so. I also have an audio commentary on there, so it's anything you would need to know about the movie is on there. This was something that we attempted to do in the final stages of post-production on Beware the Moon when we were called out to go and work with a team called New Wave Entertainment. And we were sent a lot of the score that Elmer Bernstein recorded for the movie. It was around 18 minutes in total. And among that was the rejected score that he did for the transformation sequence. And because we were trying to put together these little special features that we could include as well as the documentary, we thought it would be fun to try and recreate the transformation with Elmer Bernstein's original score intact. But the one thing that kind of stopped us at the first hurdle is that we couldn't separate the soundtrack stems. So everything was all in one track. David's vocals, Sam Cooke's Blue Moon, the sound effects, everything. So we couldn't separate it. But we gave it a chance. We tried to do it. And what I'm about to show you is the end result. Now, what I have done is I've replaced the picture because the picture that I had left over had watermarks on it and timestamps. So I put the nice HD transfer on there. But the audio is exactly what we tried to do. It's the actual audio from our experiment on this particular video. So let me give you a little bit of background on the score itself. Recorded by Elmer Bernstein, who did Ghostbusters, The Great Escape, Trading Places, Animal House. The list goes on. The guy was a legend. He recorded the score in early summer of 1981 at Barnes Studio in the UK. And Landis had told Elmer from the get-go that he was going to use Sam Cooke's Blue Moon during the transformation sequence because he wanted it to be sad and painful. He didn't want it to be scary. And Elmer understood that and he respected that, but he said to Landis, look, let me record it anyway. And if you don't like it, that's fine. So they recorded it, and John said, Elmer, it's great, everything you do is great, but respectfully, I'm going with Sam Cooke's Blue Moon. And that's, of course, what we see in the movie. And what you're about to see is, and you can understand why he went with it, because, you know, ultimately you're seeing this horrific change and this painful change in David Kessler. But emotionally, it comes back to almost like the betrayal of his friend, of Jack. Jack trying to warn him, he didn't take the warnings. So that's what he wanted the scene to kind of convey, that it was a physical transformation and an emotional struggle within David. And I think you will see now in this sequence, as Elmer Bernstein recorded it, it completely changes the scene. It makes it a horror transformation. So I'll shut up. Here is the transformation sequence from An American Werewolf in London with Elmer Bernstein's original score.